should I turn on the overhead light as well, or do you think this is enough light?
I think it looks good.
I think you're just fine.
Okay. It looks on my screen. It looks a little dark, but I don't know.
Excuse me.
I asked my mom if she found our page. She put, "I acted, but that's as far as I got." I accepted. She just.
Oh, jeez. All right. I think we're live now. Can't really.
Oh, let me shut the volume off on my phone. Brad asking if he should turn on the overhead light.
Oh, is the delay?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay.
It looks like it.
All right, let me see if
Live with my Fanta baby.
All right.
I think you should see it now.
Oh, I can see comments.
Oh, you can?
Where do you see
Be
comments?
the first to comment.
Oh, look at that. I can't see it. So that's going to be annoying. All right. And if anybody's watching, just bear with us just a moment. First time going live using Zoom on Facebook. So it's kind of a learning curve here. I'm trying to get it so that I can see your comments on Facebook. And all right, I think.
Let's see. Can I share in Messenger?
Mute.
Yeah. Messenger. There we go.
All right. This should be interesting. I
I
can't
was going to
really
say the only people we got watching are the actual people in the team. So that's interesting.
That's okay. There's always the replay.
Ask
option.
questions. Anybody have questions?
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get this started. It's 8:01. So we like to be
Meeting
on
in
time.
order.
All right. So thank you everybody for joining. If you are watching this live, go ahead and say hello. Let us know you're here. If you are watching this on the replay, go ahead and let us know that as well. So my name is Tabitha. I am the team manager of It's Haunted Crew, and we have decided to do some interviews with our team members to, looks like I got a halo.
Yeah, you do. Halo, halo.
Anyway, so we want to let you guys get to know us a little bit better. So what we're going to do is I'm going to moderate tonight. I'm going to ask the hard questions, and we have got two of our members. We have Kim Dorman. As you can see in Zoom, though, it says Nicholas Cates. And then we have
hold on, where is he? There he is.
Yeah, Nick's over there. And then we have Brad Fillion, who is pretending to be me.
Tabitha Fillion.
Oh, and Tabitha is his haunted crew.
It did not.
Just to confuse everyone.
Yeah, just
hey,
so,
we have people. Hi, what do we got?
Howdy,
yeah.
howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Yay. I
have my
can't
phone
see
here so I
comments.
can try and
It's
see
gonna
the
suck.
comments, and I got the Zoom in on the iPad.
Can you see
Yes.
comments?
Yes.
Okay, Nick can
Good.
see comments. Good.
Okay, good. All right, so
Yeah, you can field questions that come in first.
Yes.
yeah. So first thing I want to do is I want to address our Paracon. Everyone's been asking questions about that. And as of right now, due to state mandates, we are still planning on June 12th for the Paracon, June 11th for our VIP event. However, keep in mind that may change based on state guidelines, vaccine, things like that. We do have a backup date in the event something should happen and we're not able to do it in June. If that should happen, we will announce it on our It's Haunted Crew page. And please do remember that any tickets bought for any of the event, whether it's the VIP or the Paracon, will still be honored. You'll still be able to participate. So that being said, let's move on to the other fun stuff.
Yay.
All right. So again, like I said, I have Brad Fillion and Kim Dorman here with me tonight. We're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker here. These guys have no idea what I have got for them. I'm going to keep it simple for these guys.
Oh my.
Our next interviewers might not have it as simple. So,
Ah, nice.
So-
Our escape room at Maine Escape Games. That was awesome.
Nice, yes. Hi, Abigail.
Nice. The wizard room.
The
Or
wizard
the,
room
And the
or the
alien.
which
the
room?
alien.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So we have Brad Fillion and Kim Dorman. All right. What I want you guys to do
Oh
is
God.
I want you to tell us your name, where you're from, how long you've been with the team, and your favorite ice flavor.
Yeah.
What? Ew. Come
What if
on.
we
Ice
don't
cream.
eat ice cream?
Oh man, the hard part is picking
favorite
a
dessert.
flavor.
How about that?
Yeah,
All right,
wizards.
that works. Go ahead, Brad. You go first.
Go first. Okay.
Break the ice.
Well, you probably heard Tabitha mention my name a few times. Brad Fillion. Originally from northern New Hampshire growing up, but mid-coast Maine, Rockland, Maine, and been with the team I think about a couple years now. Favorite ice cream flavor is hard to pin down because I'm a huge fan of ice cream. We have a awesome local joint called Dorman's, and it's all like homemade
I
stuff.
swear I am not affiliated with.
It should be because it would be a good reputation. Classic mint chocolate chip is always a go-to, but Dorman's has, I think, the best pistachio ice cream I've ever had.
Ooh.
Yeah, but not always like my go-to. But
Agreed.
I don't know, anything with chocolate, big sucker for that. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Is that my
Yes.
turn?
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I
Hammer.
have a snow cone stuffy next to me.
Yay! I'd much prefer snow cone.
Ooh, Hawaiian shaped ice. Huge fan.
Hi, Toby. Okay.
Hi, Toby.
Can I get a redo? I don't remember the questions.
Yeah, did I hit them all?
Yeah, right.
Where you're from,
Okay,
how long you've been with
so
the team.
my
Yeah, got
name
that.
is Kim Dorman. I am originally from Westfield, Massachusetts. I live in Albion, Maine now, and I've been a member of the team a little over a year. I don't care for ice cream, but
Oh,
I know.
All right, you're not on the team anymore.
I'm not. I'm a verbal
how
person.
about,
I'm totally, yeah,
do
totally.
you like
yeah.
drumsticks? Those are yummy.
Right. But if I did have ice cream, I'm a big mint chocolate chip.
Oh, there you
fan.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, we passed the exam.
I
Move
think
on.
so. I think we
What
did.
is she? Oh, is
I'm-
that a cat?
That was one of our cats.
That's awesome. Tilty.
guessing
She
that
made
was
her
Tilty.
presents known.
Oh wait, you have an orb behind you.
You can see his eyes. He's kind of my ghost cat right there.
Oh, geez. Gronk.
He's my-
Shadow figure.
He's my
shadow
shadow figure.
All right.
All right, so let's get
We
down
got
to
some
business.
people
So I think
watching.
that
I need questions.
I haven't seen any questions come through yet,
Nope.
but that's quite okay. I do have some prepared for you guys.
Okay.
I did reach out to some of our paranormal friends to see what are some of the common questions that they get asked during their interviews.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with you, Kim. I'm gonna put you on the spot. What is your favorite piece of equipment?
Ooh,
Wow.
I know, right?
On the spot. I don't know if it's just because of the pretty colors or just the fact of what it is, but I'm a big fan of the cat ball.
Yes.
Great.
It literally is what it seems because I'm pretty sure where I bought it on Amazon actually, and it was labeled under a pet toy. It's got a button you put on, and when there's any kind of movement, usually not that hard, as you can see, it just lights up pretty colors. The colors will stop, and then the theory is if a spirit gets close enough to it or there's any kind of movement around it, see, just takes very simple movement and it lights up. So I am a big fan of the cat ball.
Yeah, well, all right. How about you, Brad? What is your favorite piece of equipment?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're still, since we're only a couple of years in, we don't have a lot of personal equipment. So a lot of times it's nice when we're investigating with the team get to use other people's equipment and try it out, get a feel for it. But the cat balls, I think that was first told to us when we went to the Oliver house, and we've had great success with those. Like you said, Amazon, something simple, but like the results that we've gotten from it have been awesome. Like you know, put it in the middle of the room and you're sitting down, everyone's quiet, maybe asking questions and stuff, and no movement, and it lights up. Like it's kind of a neat validation to get some of your questions asked like that.
We have a question.
Oh,
Toby is wondering, Brad, you can go first. Toby is asking, what is the most active location you've been to, in your opinion?
Ooh.
I know.
Active location. Well, another piece of equipment I wanted to mention, I don't have one, but I love using them, is the SLS camera.
Oh yeah.
You get the
we have one, it's broken.
yeah, it doesn't function the way it should, so we haven't really got to get the full use out of it. But like when it, you're pointing it in a direction, and then you get the shape or the outline of a potential spirit entity, whatever may be there. It's like a dancing stick figure.
Dancing stick figure. Yeah,
and like even I've done it before when we're at Two Black Dogs, and it looked like the figure was sitting in a chair. Like it's a stick figure, but it's sitting. It's
wow.
So active location. Okay. Boy, oh boy. I would have to say maybe the Shanley or the USS Salem. I think
you stole my location. I was definitely going to say USS Salem. I mean, between USS Salem and Oliver House so far, although we had some pretty crazy stuff happen up at Hinsdale too. So
yes, absolutely.
I definitely personally, I think USS Salem, we have had so much happen to us on that ship. It's an amazing location. I can't wait to go back.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So we've done the favorite piece of equipment. Oh, Tammy asks, are you crazy?
Scientifically proven.
Well,
she said that's the question she gets asked.
I get it.
You definitely have to be open-minded, I would say. Not about crazy, but all right. Let's see. I think those are the only two I see in the comments for now. So let's start with Brad.
Yeah.
All right. Why did you start investigating?
Ooh. Well, I think I kind of just fell into it. It's something I don't think I ever thought I would do, to be honest. I don't know if you might consider me a scaredy cat or not, but like, I don't know, for the longest time, like it started with watching shows like Ghost Hunters, and I like absolutely love that show with taps and stuff. So I used to watch that all the time. And I'm like, that's really cool. And then happenstance, maybe 3 years ago, was it? Tabby and I, she mentioned it to me that Chris Sanders was hosting this public event at it was Woodford's Corner, I believe.
Club,
No, wasn't it the Irish Cultural? Did you guys do that one first?
We did that one.
We did Woodford's first.
That was the
I think Woodford's was our very first actual event that we went to, and I was kind of like, I didn't know what to expect. I was nervous because I'm like, oh God, I'm actually doing this. A slight bonus was getting to meet Steve Gonsalves there, and so that was awesome. But I was like, oh yeah,
Steve.
pizza. They have pizza too, so I'm a sucker for pizza. But yeah, so I mean, we got to do that public investigation. We had an amazing time, and then we started actively looking whenever Chris would post new events and stuff like that. We were trying to hit them.
We kind of became Chris stalkers.
Yeah, not that we were stalking them, but I mean, we're at the public events and stuff, and we fell in love with it and thought it was really cool and neat. Just something totally different. Obviously, I never thought I would get into it, but I absolutely love it now.
All right, how about you, Kim?
What was the question?
Why did you start investigating?
I a lot like Brad, I just started watching, obviously with Ghost Hunters, but I personally was the person that was everything I saw, every shadow I saw, every dust everything was a ghost to me, until I learned through them, and actually meeting Jason and meeting Steve and learning their methods and their thinking and the way they do things. I learned to make it all about, well, the history. I thoroughly enjoy finding out the history of a location, and then the history 9 times out of 10 leads you to figuring out what's happening, what's going on. I've personally had a lot of things happen in my life that I can't explain. And it caused me so much anxiety and stress because I didn't know what was going on, and I couldn't explain the way I was feeling and the things I was seeing before it happened. And that's what led me into, what I do and what we do. And I myself am guilty, became a Chris stalker. And, after doing my first after doing my first investigation with him at a public event. And I've been absolutely just completely into it since. We do have a couple of.
Yeah, we do have a couple more questions. So I
Shut
have
up,
one.
Chris is laughing.
Oh, of course. I am.
Sure.
So I have one from this Jacqueline Fillion person.
Mommy.
He said, "Mommy."
She asked, "How many locations have you been to?"
Wow. Good
Do you have
question.
any idea?
I'm gonna have to
Write it down real quick.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know if I just list them off out loud or try to make a count in my head and then come out with a number. But let's see. Woodford's Corner was the first one. We did Irish Heritage Center, 2 Black Dogs a bunch of times, Fort Knox, Oliver House, USS Salem, Shanley, Hinsdale, Gettysburg. We did some stuff there. Yeah, so I'm up to about 9 just on that. So maybe 10ish, 9, 10, maybe a little more, but close to 10 now. And we have some on tap for later this year that we're excited to.
The store. We did the store.
Oh yeah. We've done a few home cases. We did the Gig, which is a local convenience store here in the Mid-Coast. So over 10 at this point, maybe closer to 15. And not too bad for a couple of years. So,
yeah.
And there's a laundry list of places we want to go to. Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, compared to the list of places we want to do and haven't been able to this year, but
yeah,
we're getting there.
Absolutely.
All right. So Brad, your mom also asked, what location was the scariest?
Ooh. You want to go first, Kim?
For me personally, the ship. There's something about being on the USS Salem. It's just the activity. I had a crazy experience there where we have it on video. We were being given a tour, and it was a group of us, and they were talking about a couple of spirits, and one wasn't as present as it used to be. And somebody got it on video where I personally, out of nowhere, just said he went home, and Tabitha looked at me and like, what?
Yes. We both heard that.
You just said he went home. No, I didn't. Kim, you just said he went home. I don't remember saying it. What they said, it wasn't even my voice, and that was so. For me personally,
it's your voice on the recorder. Absolutely.
Well, and it was great
for me personally, it's definitely the scariest for me is USS Salem, but I would go back there weekly if I could. It's an amazing location.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, wasn't like a bad scary, but
no, definitely not. No.
Yeah, the energy and just the sheer size of the place. Like, I mean, it's like a labyrinth once you get down there in the middle decks. And I remember we were coming out of a room. I think we'd taken a little break. We kind of set up shop in the middle there to take, water break, snack break, or whatever. You guys, I think, decided to go towards the front of the ship and to check out a place we hadn't been to yet. And I, saw something shiny or whatever, and I turned around, you guys were long gone. And I went through a couple of hallways, kind of said your name, no one was replying. And I'm like, I don't want to keep going down there by myself. I'm going to turn around. I think I went back to find some other people that were closer by. So, I mean, if you get alone on there, like, you know, that then there's just so many doorways and so many things. So you can start playing tricks with your mind as far as what you see in your peripheral and stuff like that. So, but it's not it's an awesome spot.
Eggs has a good question. I'm curious Brad's answer for that one. I know mine, but I'm curious his.
Have you had any crazy experiences before becoming a paranormal investigator?
Gronk.
A shadow figure.
Yeah, shadow figure's on the bed behind you. I don't know, to be honest. Like, I don't really think so, because I mean, it was something I never. Maybe I purposely blocked out because I didn't want to, you know, give it credence or substance. You know, like maybe admit that something was there, because not that I recall growing up and stuff like that. I don't have these stories of, you know, seeing things as a kid or stuff like that. You know, I was as a baby in a house fire, and my aunt saved me, so I'm lucky for that. Like so I don't really have anything before this actually actively investigating and looking for stuff, and now being a little more in tune with things and having a little more knowledge of what's going on and being aware of things. I think I see a lot more now. But before it was never really something I kind of sought out. So
I agree completely. I feel like as I get more into it and let myself open up to the thought of understanding the unknown, I definitely have more. Before I really got into investigating. I was at up in Buffalo, New York at Fort Niagara, and I was with a couple of friends, and we were just doing the tour. We were walking around, and I was in one of the towers, and it was the strangest, most unexplained thing, and it sent me into this thought process where I have to understand things I don't know. And I sat in the top of the tower. We were in a room that looked like maybe it was like bunks or something, because there was a fireplace and there was bunks built into the wall where obviously soldiers stayed and stuff. And I sat on a picnic table facing, the last thing I remember is I sat at the picnic table facing the fireplace, and my friend Dawn and my friend Karen, and the next thing I remember after that was them, Kim trying to get my attention, waking me up almost. And before they did that, like, I was gone. I wasn't there. I felt like I was in a room full of soldiers. Like, I could smell gunpowder, and it was dusty, and it was loud, and there was movement. There was soldiers back and forth. There were soldiers laying in the bunks. Like, I was in that room full of soldiers in a war. It was the weirdest freaking thing. And then just like that, I was like snapped out of it. It was so weird. It was so weird. But I feel like definitely the more we do, the more I let myself open up to it, the more is happening, the more I understand, though.
Agreed.
So,
all right, let me just quickly check again. I don't think I've haven't seen anything.
hi everyone that's watching. Ew.
thank you. We're so glad everybody's watching.
Yes, we're certainly glad you all can join. We haven't been as active as we wanted to on Facebook, but we're trying to get back out there.
Gronk.
Yes, we definitely are. We definitely are trying. So
yeah. All right. So I have a couple more questions that I have on my list.
Nick going to answer any questions.
Not tonight. Nope, not tonight.
No, it's not Nick's turn tonight.
Not Nick's turn tonight. We're gonna
Nick's hiding.
Nick
said he is hiding.
Nick is hiding. Hey, put the computer down. There you go, Dave.
Hi, Nick.
There you go, Dave. Nick's hiding.
Word up, Jason. Word up, Chris.
Lena says hi.
All right. So, if you could investigate
Hi,
anywhere in the world,
Ooh.
where would you want to investigate?
Ooh,
Zoinks.
ouch.
Good
that's a
one.
Good
There's
one.
so many. I think I know
Oh,
Brad's answer, but go ahead. Whoever wants to go first.
I don't know. I feel like my answer is controversial. Should I say it?
Ooh. Controversial.
Controversial.
I think I know. Well, okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You said you think you know. I want to hear your answer.
You think I know what you're gonna say?
No, I think I know what you're going to say. So I want to know what you think I'm thinking.
We're now telepathic.
Right.
Yes. I'm working on my craft.
How well do you know your own teammate?
Right. All right. All right. How well do you know your own teammates? I know what my answer is, but I feel like it would be controversial.
Yeah. All right. So am I saying my answer or the answer?
What you
Kim is
think,
gonna say?
what you think mine is.
Well, I think yours has something to do with a farmhouse on a hilltop road, aka the Conjuring House.
Yeah, I definitely, that is on my bucket list, but one place I really would like to do, honestly, Ground Zero.
Crown
Right.
Zero? Is that what you said?
Okay. Ground
Not-
Zero, New York.
Just
Oh,
for the
Ground
energy,
Zero,
just
my
for
bad.
the energy
Okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah, not
I thought you said
necessarily
Ground
the
Zero. I was
investigation
confused.
aspect, but just to, yeah.
I personally, I mean, and it's, from watching shows and stuff like that, but that's how you find out about some of these places as far as bigger ones and a lot of travel involved. But Waverly Hills would be
Oh, yes.
huge. Eastern State Penn. The lighthouse in Florida, is it Fort Lauderdale?
Oh, St. Augustine.
St. Augustine. There you go.
Yes.
That
Yep.
that lighthouse, that looks amazing.
Mhm.
Just the evidence that they've shown on TV and stuff like that, but it's the history and stuff like that. One of the oldest places, So there's lots of places.
Chris
even
put up the other day too, post with
Stonehenge.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Show you where you're.
Queen
What's
Mary
that,
2, Huey
a
2.
Doll of Islands or Island of Dolls or it's
Yikes,
like,
dude.
yeah.
That just sounds
would
creepy.
be a good one for out of the country ones is
Some Scottish castle.
the dude that Josh Gates. I love him. I would like to investigate with him. That's a good question. Who would you like to investigate with?
Yeah.
Ooh, with. Hmm.
You gonna give an answer?
I'm thinking.
Me, Josh Gates.
I think maybe Jason Hawes, maybe, Steve Tango, those guys.
Tango is the only member of the team I haven't met yet. It sucks.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was lucky enough to meet him at our first Paracon.
Oh, nice.
All right.
All right, questions.
All right. So
Yeah. Fire off some questions, peeps. Woo, woo, woo.
this one we've kind of answered, but where is your favorite location you have already investigated?
Ooh.
Hmm.
I know I can't just pick one. I have such a hard time because there's multiple places that we've been that I want to go back because I've enjoyed thoroughly. Oliver House is we've been there a couple times, but I still want to go back. Same at USS Salem. One that definitely looking forward to going back to because we've only been there once and we're lucky enough to be able to spend the night there was the Shanley.
Oh, see, I haven't done Shanley yet.
That
You
was
are
awesome.
gonna love it.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Put it on the list.
I was certainly freaked out at the idea of having to spend the night there, and I'm not gonna lie. But I like the fact that our team was kind of all in this open area. I don't know if there was 5-6 beds or whatever, so we all slept in the same room or whatever.
Nice.
But that gave me a little more confidence in getting a good night's sleep.
Hey, like the camp out we did at Fort Knox.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I would love to do that again. The ghost camp up at Fort Knox.
That was the one 207 Paranormal put on. Amazing
yes, they
experience.
put on a heck of an event. And
They
hopefully
sure
can do it
did.
again
They
this summer,
definitely did.
because I would love to go back, and because we had some really cool experiences at the fort, and spending the night there in the field in our tents and stuff. That was rad.
Yeah, you guys went back on Halloween, right?
Yeah, we did. And like, it was freezing.
Good night, Rochelle.
Like, so many layers of clothes, but you know, that was I think it was like 20 degrees. Like on Halloween, it was like very chilly.
It was very chilly for sure.
I think my favorite is oh God, it's so hard.
I know, right? Like I know, I'm just like spewing all these different places. So it's
because we had an amazing experience as a team also at Hinsdale.
Yes.
Haunted Hinsdale House. That was a
in the woods and stuff.
Yes, yes. And I actually, you guys didn't, but I stayed the night, and it was amazing. It was a great experience. I have to say personally, though, honestly, the ship is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ship and Oliver House. We just went there, actually. Nick and I went with another team. Paranormal 5. We investigated with a few of them this past weekend.
That's
and
awesome.
Had some great things happen. That apparently we were the first group of people in there, you know, since the whole COVID thing and the states opening back up. So the activity was off the charts.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Let's see. I don't see any new questions in the comments section here. We have Kay saying good night to Grandma.
Yeah.
Good night, Kay.
Good night, Kay. Grandma.
Yeah. Good night.
Night.
We have Egg saying that he would like to do the Zach Bagans Museum.
Oh yeah.
Is that's in Vegas?
That's the one in
right?
Vegas, right?
Vegas, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, love Vegas. Huge fan.
Been to Vegas twice, but didn't know that museum was there.
Yeah, I know, right? Looking back, it's like crud. I don't know if it was open at the time or if it's a fairly new thing, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
All right. Well, that's all that I personally have for questions.
I was gonna
Well,
say Brad's mom's got a question in there.
She does.
Yeah.
yeah.
A new one. Oh,
Yes.
What do you do to leave spirits behind when you leave?
Ah.
Say your goodbyes.
Mhm.
How do you feel about basements? And with Brad doing so? Oh, come on.
Yes, we gotta get Brad Solo in the basement at
man.
Oliver House.
All right, Brad, answer your mom's question, then we'll go on to
All right. So
Mr. Sanders person.
This Sanders person.
I'm not gonna lie, that's always been one of my concerns and stuff, is obviously having stuff potentially follow us home, because I feel like home is a safe space and stuff, and you know, you go out there, you're actively trying to communicate and find things, and you don't know, there's so much unknown. You don't know what could potentially tag along on the way back, or you know, cross your fingers, knock on wood, and still learning all the protection things and of that nature. Obviously Chris is a wealth of knowledge. He's been sharing that information. But we carry a few like protection stones with us when we go. But typically I just say a little thing, whether for what it's worth. I like at the Oliver House, there was a big old tree. I hugged that tree and I said, thank you for letting us come here. And you're not allowed to follow me home. Please stay here and be here for all the other people that want to come visit you. But we appreciate you letting us into your world. But you're not allowed to follow us back, and try to get grounded when I'm about to leave the property, and just say that you're not allowed to follow us home. And hopefully those words are good enough to stick with it.
So far, so good.
Knock on wood, man. Knock on
Right.
wood.
Knock on wood. So far,
Yeah.
so good. That's my favorite. That's my thing too, is I carry an organite stone on me, and I do the same thing, whether like at the Oliver House, the banister at the bottom, I always lay my hand on that banister and tell them I enjoy being in your home. Thank you for letting me spend time here, but you have to stay here. So wherever we are, wherever we go, that's my thing. Before we leave, I just quietly to myself tell them, they aren't allowed to follow me. They have to stay where they are. And so far, so good.
Yeah, and I think for what it's worth too, like, and our team does a really good job with it, is being respectful of the location,
Absolutely.
of the history of the place. And I think, I'd like to think that goes a long way, not coming from a spot of provocation or negative stuff, just, to what Kim
What
just
the
basically
hell?
said.
Have you ever had a Sprite come home with you?
A
Chris,
Sprite?
what the hell?
Sprite? Well, right now I'm drinking Fanta. It's not Sprite, but
Chris said, have you ever had a Sprite come home with you?
I do like Sprite. It's one of my favorite sodas.
I do
You
like
have to know,
Sprite.
Brad.
It's okay.
Sprite, lemon lime.
All right, so Brad, how do you feel about basements?
Basements, yay. Well, funny enough, I think we keep mentioning Oliver House, but I think the first time when we went there on a tour, and we went into the basement there, right away, I was like, oh my God, it reminds me of like Blair Witch.
Yes.
The dirt floors, the brick walls, and like the heating duct vents in the corner. And I was just like instantly looking in the corner for something as soon as we went down, even with the lights on. But I remember one of the times we'd gone down there, we, went lights off. And Christopher Brown was doing the Estes method, I think, in the basement, and we were all just standing around and asking questions and stuff like that, and just the energy. We thought we heard like pebbles being thrown in the corner and stuff like that. And I know I think the team is waiting for me sometime to get up enough courage to do something like that on my own. But I'm always like, sure, I'll go down there with a partner, because that's, in my mind, I always feel like a buddy system is good and it's safe. But
we'll get you by yourself in a spot, maybe not a basement to break the ice, but we'll get you by yourself.
Very nice. So I'm gonna skip Chris for just a second because we do have, well, we have he's doing
Right.
great. He's keeping the conversation flowing, and it's
No, I
great.
appreciate
These
that.
are
He's
all
asking
questions
good
that people do
questions.
ask.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about Ouija boards, and would you use them at any very active places?
I
This is from Meg.
personally have never used one, but I feel like something that we did this weekend kind of came close to it. It was called table tipping. I've never done it before, and it gave me the kind of feel. We used like a small round end table and took a wine glass, and then the three of us, three ladies, we sat around the table, and you just barely put the tip of your finger like on this upside down wine glass, and you just close your eyes and clear your mind and let the energy around you work through this table in this glass. And it was just like a Ouija board. The glass just moved in different directions from one person to the other. It spun in circles. Yeah, that's the closest I've personally never used one though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. It kind of, I've had so much. Can you grab me something to drink? I've seen and heard of so many bad things. As far as them, I don't know if I would.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I know growing up, of course, movies, shows sensationalize those things, and there's a movie I think called Ouija or Ouija board, whatever. I've never seen it, but I mean, growing up, like, I think that was such a huge taboo thing. So like, I stayed away from it. Like, I was just like, oh, you don't do that. That like summons the devil. That like, you don't touch that stuff. But getting into what we're doing in investigations, I see how it's used as a tool potentially to communicate as well. And once again, that always kind of, since I'd never done it before, nervous. I'm like, kind of just watching people do it at some of our public investigations. And, there's some people that are like, "Poof, I'll do it." And I'm like, I'll watch.
I'll watch.
But
Right.
I did try it for the very first time at the Irish Heritage Center.
Nice.
Tabby was doing, was actively trying it out with a few other people there, and they were getting responses. Seemingly, I was very interested in seeing how it was going around. And, and of course, in the back of your mind, you're like, there's that doubt, like, oh, yeah, is that person's totally moving it, or is this legit? It's hard to tell. But when I did it, like, the board just went totally dead, like nothing happened. So I've been told sometimes, like I have a white light or kind of a protector thing. So, like, I don't know if that shuts the door. So that is one of those things. I mean, I might try it again in the future, but I mean, it always has that in the back of your mind, like, what if something very bad happens, or, it opens a gateway that you don't want, so there's that question.
I think I feel the same thing, but I also have complete confidence in our team and the things I've learned and the people we know and the other teams we know, as far as, like, if God forbid something bad were to happen, I know the right people that could help. So
yeah, I think that goes a long way, is that
Yeah.
comfortability with
absolutely.
with either guest teams that we've investigated with, or other people around, or just even our team itself,
Right.
knowing people with more knowledge, or, like you said, like, should something kind of go awry, or things maybe start to get out of control, luckily we have some people that can steer us right back and kind of get us out of whatever that negative scenario might be. So that I think goes a long way.
I agree completely. Kind of like when we were in Gettysburg doing the suicide bridge. Thank God Chris was there, honestly, because for those of you that don't know, I highly suggest you Google and do some research on the suicide bridge. We had an incredible experience. They say the energy on the bridge is more prominent for females. And Tabitha is a lot stronger than I am. And I had a lot going on at the time. My dad was very sick, and just a lot going on. And I didn't protect myself. And we got on that bridge, and just in a matter of minutes, I remember hearing Chris say, "Just leave her be. She's got a lot going on." And it was this overwhelming grief, sadness. It just took a hold of me, and I started crying my eyes out. And I turned around as Chris was asking Tabitha, was she okay? Because at the time she just wasn't acting like she was feeling okay. And then her and I just looked at each other, and we both started crying our eyes out. And all the guys in the team are standing around going, "What the F is going on right now?" We had to walk off the bridge. It was incredible, but thank God Chris was with us, because he was like, "All right, this is what you got to do." Nick was, gave me one of his protection crystals. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was intense. That was, we're checking out the landscape, getting things set up, and that, if we were doing a spirit box session, and I was doing Facebook Live, and someone else had a camera. I think Tabby had a camera going, and then just seeing what happened to both of you, Kim and Tabby, I was immediately like in protection mode, because you guys were visually upset and crying, and I'm like, we need to get them out of here. Let's go get grounded. Let's get off this darn bridge, because it's totally messing with
super crazy experience.
The energy there.
Yeah, that's definitely up there on the list of experiences. There's a super cool question for specifically for Brad in the chat.
Yes. So Brad, our friend Todd Whitcomb has
Single
asked
D.
if you would rather investigate Fenway or the White House.
Ooh, that's a good one. He knows how much of a huge Red Sox fan I am, so I know that's why he's leaning it towards that way. That's crazy too, because it is like the oldest ballpark in America. So the history, but also the White House, obviously, huge history too. But from a fan standpoint, and just I've been to Fenway many times and love the energy there, and we've seen concerts there, we've been baseball games there. I think given the opportunity, I mean, not knowing of any, of course, does it have any activity? Who knows? Because I don't know if anyone's ever done paranormal stuff at Fenway. I think that would be a sick opportunity.
It definitely would. I agree
yeah,
completely.
I think I would totally be all over that.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right. I also have one other question from Stacy. Not quite sure how what this truly means, but it says, did you find anything when looking for a place to live? I don't know if maybe she means maybe have you found anything when you've gone to places to look for live? Or do you, when you look for a place to live, do you look for something paranormal?
I personally, you know, in the middle of house hunting as we speak, so it's been on my mind. I've gone to see a couple of houses in the last week or so, and of course it's on my mind. The investigator in me is like, all right, I gotta look up history of the place. Has anybody died? Has there been any it wouldn't, unless it was really bad, I wouldn't have a problem living in a location that had history.
Yeah, I think to your point, that would be something that I would obviously in the back of my head be like, okay, I got to find the skinny. Why? What's the deal?
Yes, yes.
What kind of things potentially are happening here, and things of that nature. Luckily, the house that Tabby and I live in now, when we came to look at it, it was actually the model house for this development that we live in, and no one had actually ever lived in this house, so it wasn't even completely finished yet. So
but we do have our cemetery very close.
We do.
Yes, you do.
It's actually just through the woods on the other side, and had I known that, no. we did get to, that was cool. We'll have to go back, but we did do some investigating there at that cemetery during the day with the team. Yeah, that was kind of neat. So cool. That's not too far by. That's less than a mile down the road.
There is, so Chris had also asked, how do you feel about attachments, and do you think they are preventable?
My initial reaction is telling me if it's strong enough. I don't think it is. So maybe on some level, not all attachments are preventable. It obviously it scares me. There's things about doing this, you know, that, you know, we have to be careful for. We look out for ourselves, we look out for each other. Like you said, you made a good point. We haven't gone to any location, regardless if it's outside of Gettysburg or inside at the Oliver House, where we don't have anything but respect for where we are and for the history and for the things that have happened, whether they be war or tragedy, deaths, you know. I think that personally, I think that has a lot to do with attachments. If you go into a place and have respect for it, you're not going to piss a spirit off, and they're going to want to try and come home with you.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like you said, I mean, I'm sure if it's strong enough, it could probably do what it wants.
Right.
So there's a potential scary thought there. And I guess the flip side of that too, like maybe not necessarily all attachments are negative. Maybe there's some,
true.
So I don't know. Like, I mean, it would probably freak me out. I'd be like, all right, how do we fix this? How do we let them move on and let them do their thing? Because I'm fine, you know, I don't need that. So
right.
Yeah, kind of on that. I want to chime in on that one. Where after doing the cemetery, we came home, and because it is just down the, you know, right over the, you know, not even a block away. We came home, we told telling to stay. We said thank you for letting us come, but we forgot to say you can't follow us home. Oops. Sitting on the couch, sliding glass doors open, screen doors open. I'm sitting there. Brad heard something, but I don't think you really understood what it was, but I heard clear as day a male's voice say, "Hey, come outside." and it sounded like one of our friends, and I'm like, no, come on in, the door's open. And nobody came in, nobody, like, I went and looked outside. Of course, I probably shouldn't have said, come on in. No, I thought it was our friends. So I was like, doors unlocked, you know, come on in. And nobody came inside. I looked outside, nobody out there. So I then immediately, like, okay, whoever you are, you're not welcome here, please leave. I was very adamant, very stern, you know, and all that, but I've never had any other experience like that here. We do have a comment here that's from Emily Hill that says, even if you're the first occupant of the house, I owned a home in Seattle that was built on top of an abandoned cemetery. The whole neighborhood had hauntings.
Wow.
So
Yikes.
thanks.
Wow.
I've been keeping him at bay, keeping his mind at ease. But
That
this
must
is the
have been
first.
pretty crazy. That's
Um,
wow.
I've heard some
Night,
male
Dave.
voices.
Night eggs.
I've
Hey,
heard male
definitely
voices
see you
say
soon.
hello to me here, simply say hello back, whatever. But yeah, it's the first home owner thing. Yeah, I agree. Can
True.
give you a little false sense of hope or security. But yeah,
True.
Michael Douglas has commented, said that I've been doing body transports for a funeral home for 4 years, but have not experienced anything.
Oh
Wow.
my. Yeah, he says, have you guys done any funeral homes? No, but that would be
No.
amazing.
And
I
I may
would.
be able to, don't quote me on this, but I may be able to get us into one.
Oh,
Nice.
This
really?
girl I went to high school with, her family owns a funeral home here in town.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That
Maybe.
would be.
Yeah, no, never done a funeral home, but I mean, obviously, between all the emotion, I'm sure it's a very emotionally charged location, obviously, and
Hi, Karen.
and
I love you.
so that could potentially have, I'm sure, lots of experiences. That, man, doing body transports for 4 years, you're pretty brave. Like, I don't know if I could do that.
All right, so I am just quickly going through comments again just to see if I've missed anything.
Wow. Iron Island used to be a funeral.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Karen has mentioned that TAPS didn't, I'm sure tons of teams have done investigations, but one of these times when I go up there to visit her, we've got to go. They've done investigations there. It used to be a funeral home. If you find it, it was when it was Ghost Hunters did an investigation there. It had some crazy stuff happen.
Where's that? Is that out by Niagara?
Iron Island. Where is that, Karen? Buffalo, right?
All right, so while we see if Karen answers our question,
Yeah.
do you guys have anything that you want to tell the world about as far as your paranormal experiences, or any advice you may have to anyone who's interested in the paranormal field?
The thing I like, yes, it's in Buffalo. The thing I tell people, the thing, people ask about it and why I do it, and what my biggest thing is now learning as much as I've learned is the understanding. Don't go into some place and every little thing you see or hear be afraid of, or oh my God, it's a demon, oh my God, something's like, just don't, because it's, I don't know. I just, that's my biggest thing is I like to go into a place, a location, inside, outside, with understanding and respect. And my biggest thing, I love all the equipment we have and we use. My biggest thing is I just like to sit and listen. I like to listen to the house. I like to feel the energy. And sometimes that's the best equipment we have.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I just thought of another place that was funny, as you were saying, like sit and quiet and stuff like that. Lakewood Theater.
Yes. Yeah.
That was another fun one that we've been to now, I think, twice now. But a perfect example of that is how we spread out amongst the balcony, the floor seating, and lights off in the theater, and we just sat there and listened and took it all in, because I mean it's such an old building with tons of history. And hearing that loud bang up in the balcony,
Scared
it sounded
us,
like a piece of equipment fell off the balcony onto the floor, but we were all like, what was that?
We also had, when we were all spread out and just sitting and listening, we had the cat balls on the stage going off.
Yep. Yeah, that was awesome. Seeing all the cat balls go off on the stage. I was just reading some of Emily's comments here. She has some good points.
Karen too. Karen is absolutely amazing. I've learned so much about the history aspect of investigating and locations and stuff from her. And
Yeah, well, and that's I think that's a big part of my thing when I go to a place is I'm always like kind of skeptical and want to debunk stuff. Like I always want to try and find a reason why.
right.
Like most logical thing, like what could have done that action or noise, and try to explain it away. And then lend some credence to it if well, you know what, there's not a good explanation for that. It just kind of happened, or it's there.
And just because it's unexplained doesn't mean unexplained and paranormal are two completely different words.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was one of the great things at USS Salem. The fact that, the shadow figure that we caught in that third mess near the back of the ship.
Brad and I, yes, we did.
The fact that you were able to capture that on camera, and oh crap, I went and took a picture of it. I caught it on camera, and then we went to where that figure was.
Yep.
And for the life of us, we could not recreate that shape, that figure. And, we tried with flashes. We tried seeing what could have
different angles, different cameras, different. Yeah.
But the fact that we were both able to capture it, like in the same spot, the same shape, like two different cameras, like, that was cool. Like that was something that was like, oh crap, well, let me try and take a picture too. And like, holy crap, we both got the same thing. And
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I would like to, piece of evidence,
since we've been there a few times and we're actually going back soon, I would like to see if we can, one of these times we do one of these live feeds, have Don on, even if it's just for a few minutes. He's awesome. Great guy.
Yeah,
great
Don
location,
is awesome.
Yeah.
From the Greater Boston Paranormal Society.
Yes.
I think I got that right. Let's see.
We do. We work with a lot of amazing teams.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
All right. Looks like
Michael has something about the funeral home.
at the funeral home, when I'm there around 2 to 3 a.m., I walk in to get the van and paperwork. All lights are off, and I have to go to the cooler and prep room. I always hear small noises, but never think of anything about whatsoever. I try and block it out. Sometimes the funeral homes are full capacity, and I walk by everyone and just talk to them to make it feel less odd.
It kind of gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I like that. Well, that's got a lot to do with respect and understanding so I like that. That's a great way to see it. Great way to feel it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we've been for about an hour now.
Yay.
So it's pretty amazing. Love the interaction, love the questions. You guys have been great. Give it a quick wrap up here. Anything, let's see, you guys gave advice. I'm trying to think if there's anything.
Any new questions we can field?
Or Tabby, if you have our calendar, maybe give everybody a rundown of some of the stuff we have coming up, some of the investigations we have coming up.
Let's see. We have, I already mentioned Paracon and gave the heads up that it is in June of this year. We may need to change that based on vaccines and building capacities and things like that. We're, hoping to go ahead. We do have a backup plan in case, because, you just can't do anything without having a backup plan.
Yeah, gotta have that backup plan.
You do. So looking at our calendar, so as a team, we are going to the SK Pierce Mansion in
Nice.
Massachusetts.
That's a first for me.
It's a first
Woohoo.
for, I think, most of us.
Yes.
You know that
Never
one?
been.
SK Pierce.
No.
Yeah, see?
So it's a first for most of us. We are gonna, if we can have permission, we'll try to go live. One of the things we are trying to do as a team is once we have done an investigation, we plan to try to go live on Facebook as a team to kind of go over some of our experiences, any evidence that we have found, anything we were able to debunk, answer questions as well. So yeah, we're trying to keep you guys in the loop as far as
Evidence recap.
Yes.
what we're doing. We are trying to get back into the gig store to follow up on that. In May, we are planning another trip to the USS Salem.
Yay.
So we're all very excited about that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
With these interviews, you can tell we've been there a
Yeah.
couple of times.
We
We love
might have
it.
mentioned it a few times.
It kind of feels like a home away from home for us. So everyone there is
Definitely.
friendly. The spirits mostly have been friendly.
Yes.
There's a couple that really like Chris a lot.
A lot.
So
He's a popular
they actually
guy.
tried to get him to stay. So we're definitely going back there. As a team, we are planning to go to a place called Swans Island on the Kennebec River, I believe it is. And we're gonna actually spend the night. We're gonna camp out
Yes.
on this island. We'll see
Yeah.
how that goes.
That you have to take a ferry in. So we're going to
Yep.
be stranded,
We will be stranded there. There's no getting home
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
I'm
No.
gonna bring
there.
my kayak with me.
Idea. You have to carry that thing yourself though, buddy.
Yeah.
Ugh, no, I guess not. Darn it.
So Paracon in June. As far as anything beyond that, we don't really have anything planned out. I know that we want to start doing possibly some very, very small public event type things where it's kind of gathering at different locations, possibly like in a cemetery with just a few people, going over some equipment, maybe doing a small investigation, things like that. We're not supposed to be in cemeteries after dusk, so it would be during the day. We have to follow the laws, people. Sorry. Sorry. Yes, people do go into the cemeteries after dark. However, they're doing that at their own discretion. We're not going to put people in that situation.
Gettysburg, is that August-ish? I can't remember.
That's right.
End of
That's-
August, I believe it is.
It's in the
Yes.
summer, I know that. And it was
Yes,
hot.
It
It
was
was
so
very, very
hot.
hot. We will
But it
not
was-
have these black shirts
Oh yeah,
And
we were sweating
in the
so
summer.
much.
It was horrible, but hopefully we won't have to wear masks in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, that might suck.
Yep. The humidity.
None of us got funny tan lines either, so
Which was amazing. It was like 100 degrees or something crazy, but yeah.
but yeah, if there's any place that you guys
Ooh, suggestions.
we should
I like that.
investigate, we
Oh.
do
Hit us up.
our mission statement is to help folks who may believe that they have some paranormal activity going on in their homes, residences, places of business, things like that. So we are here to help you as well. Reach
And
out
even
to us.
understand if there's nothing we can do as a team,
Yes.
we will get you the
We'll
help
get
you
you the
need.
help. Yes. We would at least like to talk to you to see what you have going on, what you think is happening. Yeah, because we want to help people. It's not just about us going out and having a good time and playing with our equipment and all of our senses and looking for ghosts. It is about you as people, as our followers. So yeah, let us know, either comment on this video, send us a private message, things like I saw Nick's elbow.
Hey.
What's up,
Ah,
Nick?
he popped in.
He popped in. So yeah, if
Yeah, as you can tell, four of us actually live together, so it's a little
Oh,
easier.
yeah.
the four of us live together,
Well, not four of us, but two and two.
What?
Well, we're looking for a bigger house, right? Like what?
yeah, so Brad and I live together, Nick and Kim live together. Jason is in Connecticut. Hi, Jason.
Rhode
Hi,
Island.
Jason!
Rhode Island.
Rhode
Jason.
Island.
Hi,
He's
Jason.
always in
Rhode
Connecticut
Island.
though. Rhode Island. Sorry,
Rhode
Jason.
Island. I was gonna say Connecticut.
And Chris is also here in Maine. He's a very busy guy.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Our favorite little ginger.
So yeah. So our next interview will be with Chris and
Jason's
Jason.
laughing.
It will be with Chris and Jason, actually. I don't have a time yet due to scheduling conflicts, but as soon as I have that information, I will get that up on the page and let you know.
Back there.
So with that being said, Nick, Kim, Brad, anything you guys want to say before we let everyone go?
No, my biggest thing is it's been such a crazy year for the world in general. And we
Yep.
have a lot of followers that have stuck by our side, and we are very grateful.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that. No doubt, because we had a nice big boom there. With all the activity and stuff that we're able to do, then obviously restrictions and safety precautions. So
Yeah,
we've go with the flow, go with the punches, and we want to continue strong and keep growing. So
yeah, we've been extremely lucky to be able to go to these locations.
Yep, absolutely.
Under safety guidelines, of course, and to be able to do those kinds of things past year, and it's been great. I've been very grateful for the amount of fans we have. So
It will be worth it. We are putting together some pretty awesome stuff for you guys.
Yes.
All right, with that, guys, we're going to wish you all a good night, and we hope you stay safe out there, and we will talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
see ya.
Bye, guys.
Have a great evening. Stay safe, all.
Bye.